Hi, Josh. Thank you for coming today. I'm Jeff Chittick. So, thank you. It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I appreciate you coming in. How's your day going today?
Not too bad, I guess.
Good.
Can't complain.
I know you're in school right now. Did you have class today?
Yeah, I have I had public relations this morning, and then I have a class this afternoon, developmental psych.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
So, how was the public relations class this morning?
Not too bad. Just pretty much discussed an assignment that we're having come up, and that's about all we did today. So kind of boring, but.
Sure. Well, I appreciate you coming in to talk about, obviously, the marketing manager for the Southwest Florida area. And there's a lot of skills that are necessary that you probably have learned about in the public relations course. I see from your resume you're going to be graduating in May of next year with degrees in both communication studies and public relations. Is that right?
Yep.
Can I ask why you picked those fields?
They really just pretty much interested me. They were really interesting to what I wanted to do, which would be mostly advertising, and they just piqued my interest the most out of anything I tried. So I tried a bunch of different classes, see what I liked, and that's what piqued my interest the most.
Sure. I should have asked at the beginning, do you mind if I take notes while we talk?
Oh, that's fine.
Excellent. So you're mostly interested in advertising. Is there a particular kind of advertising in old print media or radio or internet, or is there something that kind of trips your trigger?
I'm most interested probably in radio advertising, but I can advertise pretty much anywhere. I'm really good when it comes to internet advertising as well. I have a lot of experience in that. So.
Okay. You have a lot of experience in the internet advertising. What was it that you were advertising on the internet?
As it says in my resume, that I worked for my brother's company, and that was mostly what I did the advertising for on the internet.
Okay.
He put me in charge of pretty much all the internet duties on his site and on Facebook and all the other social media sites.
Sure. I did just a little bit of research into, it looked like Name Dropper and Revolution Combat. Looks like he's kind of a promoter for MMA fighting, is that type of stuff, is that right?
Mostly MMA fighting. We have been known to do concerts as well. We did one concert and kind of focused on MMA after that, and I guess now he said he was looking into maybe doing another concert at some point, so.
Sure. Now, you said you were in charge of most of the internet advertising for his business. How long have you been doing that?
It's been a few years. The company started probably about 2005, 2006, and I've been with him since the start, so.
So you've been doing it 5-6 years, somewhere in that ballpark anyway. Excellent. Now, in terms of internet advertising, where were you advertising at on the internet?
Mostly on Facebook. There's a lot of people on there that know about our company, solely just because it's a local company and we know a lot of people in the area, and just made it really easy to advertise there. Did a few on MySpace for a while there as well, and just a lot of social networking, advertising mostly.
Okay. As you know, one of the large portions of a marketing manager role is going to be a little bit more formal advertising in terms of working with print media, television, as well as the internet. Can you give me an example of something you may have done in the past, whether it was with your brother's company or something else you've done, where you kind of helped spread the word about something and what the results of that effort were?
Well, with a lot of my brother's shows, I did a lot of the internet advertising, but I was also out on the streets handing out flyers, putting up posters, and all that kind of stuff as well. We have a guy that we hired to actually design the posters. They're professionally done. They're really nice posters most times, and I was one of the people that was actually out putting them up and handing out the flyers to people and just getting the word out, going to social events. I know one time we had a float in the University of Iowa's homecoming parade, and all we did the whole ride there was hand out flyers and say, hey, come to our show, come to our show.
Sounds like a fun thing to do.
Other than the fact that it was really cold, it wasn't bad. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you feel that your efforts were successful?
I feel that they were. That show in particular, we had a really good turnout, and since the beginning, we've gradually gone up. Each show getting more and more people. So.
Is that kind of how you judge the success in that business? Is the number of people that buy tickets and come to the show, or how would you judge your success in that business?
We would judge it based on the number of people that actually come to our shows and the amount of profit we make, I guess, would be the best ways to judge it. Because of issues with sponsorship, we weren't able to get the amount of profit we wanted, but we did get well, our first show we probably had about 200, 300 people, and our latest show that we did was probably about 1,200 people.
Wow.
So we've been getting a really good fan base, getting a lot of good people.
Quite a bit of growth. That's excellent. Now, you bring up the word profit, and that's interesting because one of my next questions has to do with some of the responsibilities of the marketing manager dealing with the financials of the area, being able to track, report, and obviously you'd be responsible for increasing the profitability of the area. Have you been responsible for any financial reporting or processing in your previous positions? And if you have, what were the results of that?
I personally have not had experience with it, but I know all about it. My brother mainly kept track of it because it was his money that he was using to fund this stuff from his other job.
Okay.
But he kept me on the inside of every little transaction he made. You know, what he paid people, what sponsors he was able to get, you know, what we made at the door for people coming in. He now actually has an accountant that he hires that we have a working relationship with her company as well, and so I know all about the stuff. I've never had to personally deal with it, but I know all the ins and outs of it. So.
Do you feel that just by kind of working with your brother, even though you haven't been formally trained, that experience will be helpful to you in the financial requirements involved in this next position should it be offered to you?
I feel that working with my brother has really prepared me for doing this. I know, you know, what works best when it comes to doing this kind of stuff. Advertising wise, I know what it takes to make the money for this company. And I'm able to keep track of, you know, expenses and gains and losses and all that good stuff. So.
Okay, thank you for that information. One of the other things I would like to ask you about is one of the primary tasks is building relationships. So I wanted to ask you about a time in your life that you built a relationship with a customer or a coworker that was mutually beneficial. You gained something from it and they gained something from it, and how you built that relationship.
Well, a few particular instances would be through my advertising for my brother's company. I was able to get a bunch of people that I was in contact with, peers, friends, all those types of people. I was able to get them to come watch his shows, and the relationship was built with that. They were very entertained at the shows. They had a lot of fun, and now they keep coming back and giving us more business for our shows. So.
That's great. That's great, Josh. Josh, at this point I was curious, do you have any questions that I can answer for you?
Yeah, my first question would be, what would be the base pay to start this out?
We have not advertised a base pay. It's going to be based on the skill set of the employee we hire, and it's mostly a commissioned position. Anything with marketing is going to be based on the new hire's success and ability to increase and produce sales. So it will probably be some portion or percentage of increased revenue produced for the company, but I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. We'll figure that out after we kind of narrow down the ideal candidates and get a pretty good idea, but I can assure you it'll be well within or above market.
Exactly how much travel would be needed for this job?
There's extensive travel involved, not only around all of Southwest Florida, amongst all the franchisees. You'd be responsible for, as you're developing new marketing materials, you're going to be responsible for rolling that out to each of the individual franchisees, meaning you're going to need to go there, teach them the new program, whether it's the we'll move one room for $99 and how to advertise that and how to get that word out, or we'll move your whole corporation for $10,000, whatever the case may be. So you'll need to go to each individual franchisee on a very regular basis, make sure they're up to date, as well as going out and getting new clients. You're going to be on the road the majority of the time. There's also some national travel. You have to go to conferences and things like that. So,
Alright.
is there any other questions I can answer for you?
No, that's about all I have for you.
Josh, I appreciate your time today. You gave me some very good insights into the things I saw on your resume and gave me a great opportunity to ask you some questions. It's going to take us another week or 2 weeks to go through the rest of the interview process and kind of narrow the candidate list down. I just wanted to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Josh.